Wrestle feed just came up with something, Joe.
Sweet.
But I don't know what I did with my phone. I left it somewhere.
Yo, it is your boy, Ice Cold Joe Stones.
It's ice cold in here. That's why I have a robot.
Up in her.
Even though it's nice out, and I want to do the podcast outside.
Todd will be joining us momentarily. Drew, I do not believe will be joining us. I believe this is the last week with no Drew, though, guys.
Oh, I can't wait for him to come back. That'd be awesome.
We all can't wait. Because honestly, dealing with just you, Garrett, is way too much.
I know. We got to spread it because it's like when it's just me and Joe, it's just like, ugh. I mean, if you watched us on the D, you know how it used to get. You know, fists used to fly. There was neck braces and black eyes, and
we've grown up from that, though, Garrett.
We did. We've
grown up.
Yeah.
I wore this lovely birthday squad hoodie in honor of Drew, who still is not here. But it was his birthday yesterday. The big 3-9.
The big 3-9.
Yeah.
Last year before your back starts hurting all the time.
Yeah. So it's been kind of weird. I feel like we're still kind of in a holding pattern a little bit.
Yeah, I feel like they're taking steps in different shows, but stuff is inching. You know, it's getting there. You brought up a good point earlier when we were just chatting, waiting to go, when you were live on TikTok that
Tickety-tockety too.
NXT's making
some
plays for some views there. You know, bringing in some old school people.
So, did you watch the Bubba Ray segment?
I have not seen it with my own eyes yet. After we're done with this, is the actual first afternoon where there's like nothing happening,
right?
In weeks. So, it's actually should be a very nice night. So.
So it's kind of interesting. So next week we have Bubba Ray Dudley teaming up with Trick Williams in this NXT 2300 Arena show.
Right.
And so at Halloween Havoc, Bubba Ray made the save on Trick.
Right.
As Ethan Page and Ridge started getting up on him. I mean, like, I'm all for older guys putting the younger guys over. Like, that.
Right.
I've always been down for that. I just don't feel like Bubba Ray Dudley is that fit of a person. Like,
I think it's because of where it's going to be.
Right. I get that because it's going to be in the ECW arena.
Right. So that's why. And I feel like I see what you're saying. There he's gonna go over bigger with the specific crowd there for sure. And obviously it'd be much bigger if it was both Dudleys, because that's a bigger package deal.
I think Devon is like retired now, though.
Devon is retired because Devon is. I'm pretty sure he's significantly older than Ray. If I'm, I'd look it up, but like,
I'll let you know.
I took my stuff off, and I think I left my phone in the other room. I'm not sure, but so I see your point. I still think it'll go over well. And like we were talking about actually over the past couple weeks, I really think that older wrestlers should be more in the mix and just not pushed to the side like they classically have been. I think Triple H being in charge is going to be a really good thing for that.
Right.
Because AEW was very good at that, but you need it. It still needs the WWE stage to be done. I feel so.
Okay.
Not just in the background. I mean, it's good for them to have a job as well, because those are the people you want working in the back. Those are the people you want doing all that stuff in the back. Right. However, for on-screen stuff, I think they should still be used as well.
I think in-the-ring stuff should be real minimized. Like, to me, this almost feels like when they had Kurt Angle fill in for Roman Reigns as a member of the Shield. Like, it's just like a weird fit. So actually, Devon's only 52.
Really?
Yes. So let's see what whole Bubba Ray is. Bubba Ray is 53.
Wow. Why do I feel like
Bubba Ray's a year older than Devon?
A year older. Why do I feel like?
No, because I felt the same way.
You know, it's that is odd to me. Oh well, it is what it is. What are you gonna do?
Yeah. What are you gonna do?
So obviously, one of the big things that happened was the Motor City Machine Guns have only been around for a week and are now the tag champs. So real quick, how do you feel about that?
I'm over it. Like, dude, like, this is like, what the fuck? Like,
here's my only. I love the Motor City Machine Guns. Okay, I think they're one of the best tag teams to ever tag team. Period. Okay, I'm just not sure why. What happened on Friday couldn't have happened with DIY. What they've been putting in the work, they've been doing everything. They needed that revenge on the bloodline. It all could have gone over so well. But then imagine the matches we could have gotten, like if they moved the tag belts away from them, and then we got DIY versus Motor City Machine Guns in a series or something. Oh, it could have been so good. I mean, not that they can't do it now, but
it DIY or DIY, I feel like should be at the top of that tag division right now. Mm-hmm. And for some reason, they're getting buried. Like, I almost understood putting them both together again, even though they both were doing fantastic as solo. There's just not enough time for solo.
Right.
Like, we don't have enough time to give everybody who deserves a solo run. Right. So putting them together in a tag and even though you gave them a horrible name, like, they were pretty dominating.
DIY.
But you haven't done shit with them. Nice shirt, Potiphar.
What's up, Dakenstein?
You like that? Halloween tomorrow?
Yeah. You're a smart feller there.
I am.
So, Todd, we were just talking about our new tag team champions.
The fucking Machine Gun Kelly?
Yeah.
Motor City
Machine Gun Kellys.
I don't think they deserved it yet, but that's just my opinion.
I mean, they've been together for a whole week.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, we know that they ruled everything in TNA and how good they are with everything. It's just my point I was saying to Joe is I don't see why that storyline, everything that happened, couldn't have happened with DIY.
I could have. They obviously probably did something and pissed somebody off somewhere along the lines.
That's what Joe said. That's what Joe was saying. That why are they getting buried? And then also, why are the Street Profits also seemingly like getting buried? Like the DIY and Street Profits are workhorsing the entire tag division. and especially on one show, they're making tag teams look amazing again, and they're not getting the payoff for it at all. And it's in this day and age, it's a little unfair, you know.
Speaking of the tag division and it not being fair, it was announced today, former tag team, I believe champion, Tucker from Heavy Machinery has retired from wrestling altogether.
Oh,
Yes.
wow.
I saw he's like a wrestling coach at a school, though.
Yes, but he's not going to anymore due to health related.
Oh, that sucks.
So Otis's original partner. I mean,
But honestly, I kind of like Otis and what he's been doing lately with everything. But now, like, I feel like they're starting to get like pushed aside.
so I'm going to ask Todd to see his opinion if it was the same as ours. So, what do you think the age difference and what do you think the ages are, Bubba Ray and Devon?
Like age, like
How old are they?
And
I
like,
couldn't tell you how
Yes.
old they are, but I would say there's probably, I don't know, 15-year difference.
okay, and who would you say is older?
Devon.
Okay, so that's what I thought. That's what Garrett thought, and that is also what you thought. So Bubba Ray is 53 years old, and Devon is 52 years old.
Oh shit.
That's like, oh shit. Oh, well, okay.
Because we were talking about how Bubba Ray just came to NXT, and I was like, well, yeah, I heard Devon's like done with all in ring, and Garrett's like, yeah, well, he's significantly older. I understand that. And me looked it up and was like, we're
Totally
dumb.
wrong. Totally wrong.
I think it'll be I don't know. I'll probably, if I remember, I'll probably watch it. I think it'll just be weird because it's like, I don't know, man. It was the Dudleys. Like it's hard to be like,
It's a Dudley.
yeah. And I mean, I get they're whatever and ECW, blah blah blah, and yada yada yada. But
Yeah, see.
it's still, you know, because I saw the first part or whatever last night, or I saw on Facebook, you know, originally he was like, I appreciate it, but no, and this and that. I'm like, oh, and then this morning I saw like the rest where he came out or they were beating him up and tricking, and he was like, yeah, I'm gonna do it. So I was like, I don't know, man. Like,
And like I was just saying, it's a weird collab. It's like when
but it's gonna
like
be
when
the
Angle
same
filled in
shtick.
the Shield.
Yeah, but it's gonna be the same shtick, you know. Eventually, at some point in time during the match, he's gonna hit Trick Williams, and you know,
Trick,
like,
hit the tables.
wait, no, see, that's not how it happens anymore. And this is something that annoys me with that. This is also something that annoys me with Drew. You don't need a fucking countdown before you do your move or say something.
I thought you were talking about our Drew, and I was
No.
like,
No.
what
But
just
that's
happened? My
just
mind
like-
just exploded. I'm like,
but like
what
Drew
just
McIntyre,
happened?
why do you need to do a countdown before you do your stupid fucking Claymore?
It's
Like,
so dumb.
why do you need to do the countdown before you yell get the tables? Like, I don't. That's to me when you really start to cross the line of just being stupid. When you start being like, well, let's count down before I do my move. Like, why? Why do you need that countdown? Just do it.
Right.
You don't see The Rock being like, well, I'm going to get him. 3, 2, 1. Now I rock bottomed him. You know, like,
Yeah.
it's just
I mean-
kind of one of those things where it's like, you don't need to do that.
But a lot
People
of
are
those
gonna
big moves
understand.
have a countdown without you actually counting down. Like, look at John Cena. John Cena goes through that's like 1, 2 is the step
A
over.
rope. Yeah.
But
Like
he's still
Randy
doing his
Orton.
stuff.
Randy Orton does his flip over.
Right. But that's
Roman Reigns does the
which that's dumb, and I hate that, to be honest with you. I've never, I don't know, that whole like, oh, he punched the ground thing. It's just like,
he's charging up. It's a superhero landing.
He's got to charge up the move.
He's got to charge up.
He's got to cock the wrist.
OTC, I'm not speaking ill of you. I'm just explaining how your superpowers work.
he talked a lot of shit about you in the past.
No, I didn't. I was live on TikTok. You can watch it. Not one bad word was sent.
behind the scenes, he's talked a lot of shit about you. A lot.
Not really behind the scenes. It's been live on air that I've talked.
It's been live on air tons of times.
But like with the whole Devon thing, as soon as Bubba Ray, you knew as soon as he hit Devon, he was going to say get the tables. Everybody knew that. You watched in the 90s, as soon as that contact made, and you could hear him just audibly in the ring, he was like, Devon. Everybody knew to yell, get the tables. Or is it like, do you have that much of a lack in faith in the audience that they're not going to know when to say it? Because that also is like
dumb idiots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so to me, it's going to be 90% trick wrestling.
Oh yeah.
Devon will do a few things. There will be a 3D through a table because it's them.
Who's going through the table?
Arena. I say both go through the table, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I think they both will. But it'll be a fun match, but I also feel it's a semi-predictable match.
Devon's not going to be there. It's just Bubba Ray, right?
Sorry, I keep saying that. I mean Bubba Ray. Just.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, it's going to be the same thing. He's going to do the same shit to Trick as he does to, it's going to be.
Oh yeah.
Like the same deal. It'll just be not Devon, So, but yeah, that's what I just, like I said, it'll probably be a good match because Ethan Page is good. Everybody else is good.
Right.
But I just think it's going to be I don't want to say gimmick match, but it's going to be, we all know the outcome of it. There's no way that, Trick and Bubba are going to lose. Like
it's the big draw. It's going to,
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm with you.
But right. Yeah, Machine Gun Kelly, Motorhead, whatever they are. They really didn't even get much of a pop when they came out the first time at all. Like,
I just want to know whose dick did they suck? Because they blew, it's one, you had hype coming in fine, but not to become tag champs within a week. That doesn't happen.
No. There had to have been something in the contract, I assume.
Something's not Ucey here. Something's not Ucey.
Dude, that clip came up earlier this morning. I think it was on WWE, whatever, and it's from 2 years ago, which I was like, wow. But yeah, dude, still watching every single person in that ring break, watching how excited Sammy was to make every single person in that ring break, even Paul Heyman. Just watching that all over again just made me smile because I was like, it was one of the best segments ever.
It was.
The smile, the smirk on Sammy's face, knowing I made all of them laugh was fucking priceless. Jay trying so hard. At least Jimmy was lucky he could just stand in the corner and just
literally like this
solo and shit. But
he got off light.
Yeah, Jay is so hard to not just start laughing his ass off. I mean, Roman was, and he played with it very well. Because I'm assuming
that Roman doesn't have a soul.
Well, that too, but I'm assuming that was not a scripted line.
I don't think so.
So I think that was the best part of it because none of them were expecting it. So the way Roman played into it as well, making Jay stand there. He's like, no, you stay right here because he knew he was just laughing. Like that all was just, that whole thing was amazing. It probably was one of the best segments ever in that business.
It's definitely like a top. It'll be like played on a WWE reel in 10 years as one of the top 10 promo moments of all time.
Right. And
it should be.
And if they're gonna break down like best ones where wrestlers crack, it's that one, and then where Goldust made Triple H and Ric Flair break when he was challenging him and he kept saying he was talking. He's like down there and he went to go say cockles, but then he started stuttering. He's like cock.
I don't
cockles. They're just dying laughing.
Think because I got to a point where I stopped watching wrestling still
As we all did.
Attitude Era-ish, but towards the end. It was around like 2000 when I was too cool to watch wrestling anymore because I was a stoner and a punk rock kid, you know, so I was like, screw wrestling. I'm trying to remember if when I was still watching, if Goldust had that stutter and how it came about. Like, I don't remember why.
I don't think they ever talked about it.
Because, you know, everything else I remember was just that, not creepy, but, you know, it was Goldust. It was just this weird, out there, gravitational character that was fucking strange, but was still good. It was still enjoyable. It was still whatever. But, like, I see clips now and I'm like, man, was that after I stopped watching? And why did he suddenly have like a stutter like that? You know, like there had to have been something logically in my brain that happened, you know, in a match or backstage.
So he received a shock from a round tube during an attack at the hands of Batista and Randy Orton.
Okay.
So this was definitely when I had stopped watching.
What year was it? Does it say? Like I said, it was around 2000 when I stopped watching. I don't know who's calling me.
Yeah, because like I hadn't even seen that. It's all of a sudden I just remember, like you said, just seeing why does he have a stutter? You know,
2003.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I was no.
So that was the year I graduated. So yeah, I had stopped watching at this point.
Yeah, no, I was I randomly, you know, I remember stopping one time on it when I was like in college, and it happened to be the episode that Mick Foley was there, and it was like those, oh no, it was the whole Foley Rock against Evolution.
Right.
But like again, before really the internet was like spoiling everything, I just, like I said, I hadn't watched in years, and I just happened to stop on it. I was like, oh, it's Foley. What the hell is he doing? And and then like The Rock comes out. I'm like, oh no shit! Like I just happened to catch it. Like, I mean, literally, like at that segment, I just happened to turn it on because like Foley's talking. I'm like, oh, what's he doing? You know, and fucking, yeah. But then I didn't watch it again until my son got me into it because he was obsessed with John Cena.
Right.
Well, and like that's kind of like with me, like I had stopped, and like I would see like something advertised, like, oh, you know, like the Undertaker returns to Raw, or you know, like Stone Cold, you know, and I would tune in and kind of not know what the fuck's going on, kind of get an idea what's going on, and kind of go from there. But I don't know, man. Like it's a weird fit. Like Bubba Ray with Trick. I don't know. All right. So before we go on more tangents,
no tangents galore.
Todd, did you watch SmackDown?
I probably did.
Okay.
If I remember it, probably not.
The show began this week with a Randy Orton promo. The show filmed Orton from the backstage area as he made his way to the ring. And within the entrance, he had a slight interaction with Triple H in the gorilla position. Once Orton got to the ring, he called Triple H out there. And both former members of Evolution chatted about all things Kevin Owens.
Did you see the backstage video? Triple H sitting there and shit when he was calling him out in the ring. I think WWE shared it like as a reel. But there was like a backstage clip of him sitting there, blah, 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 and they call him out and he's sitting there and his music comes on and he eventually takes his glasses off and his headset and leaves or whatever. But
the game.
It would have been funnier if they showed that clip and when his music hit, he turned around and was like, who the fuck turned that on?
Wait, no.
No, I'm not going out there.
I'm not doing this again.
Start playing all of his entrance themes throughout the years, just randomly, like, until he goes out there.
Are you ready? Orton surmised that Triple H wasn't allowing Owens to come back to WWE because it wasn't safe for him. Triple H corrected Orton, said that he wasn't allowed Owens back because he was too dangerous for Orton. Orton pressed Triple H for a match against Owens, and he was granted one at the upcoming Crown Jewel event. Speaking of Crown Jewel, both contenders for the men's Crown Jewel Championship had a face-to-face encounter in the ring on this week's SmackDown. Cody Rhodes and Gunther stood across from one another with the Crown Jewel Championship belt between them. Both men debated whose world championship was more significant before things broke down into a brawl. Eventually, Ludwig Kaiser ran to the ring to help Gunther. With Cody getting beat down, Orton ran out to even the odds. Cody and Gunther will square off at the Crown Jewel with the WWE Crown Jewel Championship on the line. Both men are current world champions of their respective brands.
I have a question.
Okay.
Bad question. Does anybody know what happens after one of them wins this stupid fucking belt?
No.
Because it really is a stupid fucking belt. Like,
right. I think I think much like the cup, it's just gonna exist solely in Saudi Arabia.
Well, to me, it's like
I think it's gonna be like King of the Ring. It's gonna be you have that title for a year and then it's given up.
Yeah, but doesn't King of the Ring? No, it doesn't really lead you to anything else, does it? Like match wise,
it does now. It does now. You get a shot at SummerSlam.
But old school, it never did.
Old school, it didn't. You were just the king of the ring.
Yeah. See, it's just I don't know. To me, it's almost like Triple H and or WWE just being like, "Look at all the money we have," you know, like
Right.
because it really is just I don't know. It's a gawky fucking. It's a belt Sasha Banks would wear.
Yeah,
That's good.
yeah.
It's true though.
Yeah.
I mean, it really is like it's a belt that her dumbass would wear.
Yeah.
And back to what we were talking about earlier in the main event, the Motor City Machine Guns defeated Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa to win the WWE Tag Team Championships. In the match, Jacob Fatu and Solo Sikoa attempted to get involved, but were battled away by Roman Reigns and Jimmy Uso. Late into the match and with the referee down, Jey Uso took out Tonga and Loa, which set up the Motor City Machine Guns to get their title win. After the match ended, Jey Uso and Jimmy Uso embraced in the ring. Roman Reigns looked on as the show went off the air.
But did it go off the air? It did not go off the air. It got taped for this Friday. Sorry, I've already seen a clip after like that whole thing.
Oh. I'm kind of digging where like the bloodline stuff's going. I don't know why they took the belts off of them. Obviously, they have an idea what they want to do with that.
No, they took the belt off Jay too.
Oh yeah.
Maybe they just don't want any titles in the bloodline.
Yeah, which is fine. Which is fine. Like I'm cool with that. Then we have Raw. Who watched it?
I did. I think
We already talked about it. Did not.
All right. The
No
drama in the bloodline continues. After embracing one another on Friday's episode of SmackDown, Jay and Jimmy Uso buried the hatchet with one another on this week's episode of Raw. The show opened with Jey Uso requesting that his brother Jimmy come to the ring. Jimmy walked to the ring right away, and Jimmy proceeded to let him know that everything he's done after the bloodline was on his own and because of himself. He said the championships were important to him, but nothing was more important than being brothers. The former tag team champions buried their differences, with Jimmy suggesting that Jay now talk with Roman Reigns and bury the hatchet there too, so the trio could take on Solo Sikoa and the new bloodline. After weeks of denying that request, Jay finally said yes. It's happening, guys. It's happening.
is it though?
It is because later on in the show, Sami Zayn confronted Jey Uso and was confused as to why he was joining up with Jimmy and Roman Reigns again. Jay answered and told Zayn he couldn't understand because he wasn't really family with them. After that, Jimmy and Jay saw Zayn talking with Sikoa in the parking lot. In the main event of the show, Dominic Mysterio defeated Damian Priest after a vigorous interference by the Judgment Day. After the match, Priest decimated Dominic with vicious chair shots and numerous South of Heaven finishers. The angle of the night went to Seth Rollins and Bronson Reed. Both men were scheduled to another face-to-face meeting in the ring. After last week's backstage brawl between both men, Adam Pearce forbid any violence inside the arena. Rollins spoke in the ring about finding his inner monster, but was then challenged to a fight outside the arena by Reed. Rollins and Reed brawled near a WWE production truck. Rollins planted Reed's head into a car hood with a stomp. It was oh my God. As Rollins spoke into the camera about their crown jewel match, Reed got up and continued the attack. The segment ended after Reed hitting Rollins with a Death Valley driver out of the truck and down to the ground through the tables.
Why the fuck were there tables outside?
Where else are the tables supposed to be?
For someone to go through.
I saw it. Seth got really hurt by those rolls of bubble wrap. It was terrible.
The things he does for his body. So I'm gonna go look up the crown jewel card, and we will go
Perfect.
look at that.
Because that is Saturday, isn't it?
See,
Yep.
Yeah.
I only enjoy them because they're on during the day.
Right.
So I can still go to bed early and get that extra hour of sleep with daylight savings ending or whatever.
All right.
Right.
Let's get right into it.
Let's do it.
Gunther versus Cody. Who becomes the crown jewel champion?
It has to be Cody,
less
right?
in a way.
What?
What? Garrett?
What?
What'd you say?
I said it has to be Cody, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cody.
I just said I could care less. I just don't.
Well,
It's if it was for like a title that wasn't the stupid shit, then I would like kind of care more about it. But it's just gonna be a match,
Right. Yeah.
And yeah, like Cody's more than likely is gonna win it, unless something
it
crazy.
should be a
happens.
good match. Then
Yeah.
we have.
I mean, it is going to be a good match. It's just
right. It's a match that
because
doesn't mean
there's
anything. Right.
nothing true on the line. It's like,
Right.
where are we going with it?
Then we have Liv versus Nia for the women's crown jewel championship. Nia's gonna win, even though I
Yeah.
want Liv to win. It's gonna be Nia.
Nia, and I don't want Tiffany to cash in there.
Right.
There. I want to see it happen. I'm with you guys. I want, it's Tiffy time. Let's go. I need it to happen. I don't want it to happen in Saudi Arabia. I just don't.
So what would
Because-
happen if Nia won, and then Tiffany did cash in and beat her and won? Would she also win that other belt?
What if Tiffany cashed in, but inadvertently cashed in for the crown jewel championship and ended up winning that?
That'd be fucked up. Be crazy.
So then you don't have anybody cashing in on Nia or Liv for any beef there. You can move on from the Tiffy thing, and Tiffy inadvertently wins the crown jewel championship.
That's actually a solid call, Joe. That's actually a really solid call. Because
Thank you.
then she gets her big shiny belt that she gets to carry around for a
Right.
year that
And
nobody
it's
can
meaningful.
wrestle for.
Right. Exactly.
That's
Seth
I know.
freaking Rollins versus Big Bronson Reed.
I think Bronson's going to go over.
I agree.
I kind of hope Seth wins. I like Bronson, but I'd like to see the little guy win, the David of the David and Goliath.
Yeah. I mean, ultimately, I'd like it to be Seth, but I just think that's who's going to go over.
Yeah, I agree. RKO versus KO.
KO.
Yeah.
KO just goes ape shit.
I'm going with Randy on this one, guys.
Actually, DQ. DQ because KO goes apeshit.
Maybe. LA Knight versus Andrade versus Carmelo Hayes for the United States Championship.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Still Knight.
Yeah.
He better not lose it.
Knight
Yeah,
retains.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah.
Knight retains for sure.
Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair versus Damage Control versus Chelsea Green versus Metaphor.
Metaphor. The fuck's Metaphor?
Lash Legend and Jakara Jackson.
Oh, those two asshats.
It's a 4-way match.
Yes,
It's a 4-way tag.
two.
Chelsea and
Piper.
Piper, right?
I would enjoy that. I would enjoy that.
Chelsea and Piper.
Chelsea and Piper.
If they don't, it sucks because I think that would be fun.
And again, it's like, so I'm glad that they finally came to terms with letting women wrestle there. But like that's because of how of the rules they have is why I don't want big women stuff happening there, because I want it to mean something to the crowd.
Right.
You know, and if it doesn't mean something, like we could all get excited because we could have everything our way. Joe's idea could happen. What we just said could happen with a tag. And it's like, that's all great stuff. Are they going to react well, or are they going to be shitty because it's women wrestling? You know, and that's not to get into any, you know, but that it is what it is there. And that's why I don't want it to happen. So,
right. And then we have Roman and the Usos versus the Bloodline. Solo, Tama, Tonga Loa, and or Jacob Fatu. So one of the Bloodline are going to have to sit out.
it'll be Tonga that sits out for sure.
Sammy just comes.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think Roman and crew will win and Sammy will help them. And that's how
Is Sammy along there?
Oh shit, you know what? You're right. He might not be.
I don't think he's allowed to go.
It's true. Absolutely correct. I forgot about that.
Like it's why Punk, like I don't think Punk's not going to be there, right? Because I know he's on like on back burner right now, but he's made comments, and I don't think they want him there. Which might be the reason why he's technically on the injury back burner right now, just to sit this out, because he's called it for what it is. He's go ahead and take that Saudi blood money, and it's like they might not want him there for that, but it's true. So
they don't deserve him.
So it's I don't know. We'll see.
So that only gives them, and it's enough time, but like Survivor Series will be like 3 weeks after that.
Yeah, I think this will be the setup for that.
Honestly, what should happen in the Samoans match is it should be the Tongans, and then against them, and then you have Jacob just come out to just destroy everyone, right. And it because so they just leave them, and then obviously we're gonna get Sammy as 4, and we'll have a 4v4 in the War Games. It's got to be like that. It's just got to be.
Why can't they do 5 versus 5?
Who else would be the 5?
Cody. There's 5 of the Bloodline, right?
No, it's 4 of them.
Oh, those are 4.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Solo.
Yep.
The Tongans. And
Jacob.
Unless they start bringing more people.
Which they could.
There's a lot of them.
There's
many Samoans.
I really like that one picture. We were talking about it in the feed, where it was The Rock had a bunch of his own guys too. And like, because it didn't even occur to me until I saw that instead of just being one side and the other, that it could be a whole third party. And where I was like, oh, that could be great. So I don't know. We'll see.
Without for threesome.
All right. Tuesday. That's where we'll be next week.
It'll be fucking November.
I know. Mondays, Todd and Joe Morning Show.
You know what?
Yeah.
We can be cool and do live election results because next Tuesday is the election.
No, Joe and I said no politics, no religion.
It could be funny.
It could be funny. But it's going to be, it'll be like last time, and it'll be a week-long ordeal.
We won't know till like 4 o'clock in the morning.
Or like January.
All right, guys.
Was it like Saturday last time? It was crazy.
Yeah. And then check out me and Ice Cold Joe Stones.
I got getting the chills over here looking at Joe Stones.
Starting to put the audio out there on Spotify, the Todd and Joe Morning Show.
I listened to both shows yesterday when I was playing with marijuana, and they were great. The story of Olga was fantastic. I was laughing.
Poor Olga. Her fucking daughter Ursula is a fucking
she's a bitch. I forgot how much of a bitch she was, man. Trying to get places.